Welcome to the VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I know there's a lot going on down on Rocky Top, Tennessee, getting ready to take on number one ranked Alabama on the basketball court tonight at 7 o'clock. Also, baseball's right around the corner. And look, we're going to bring you some more coverage. We'll probably cover the SEC basketball tournament, definitely going to cover March Madness, covering a little bit of baseball. If that's what you guys want, people have said, Boogie, why don't you do a weekly video where you kind of just recap the weekend baseball? Maybe we'll do that. You guys let me know the type of coverage that you want. But look, you know what drives this channel, and that is this Tennessee football team. ESPN released their initial 2023 SP Plus Top 25. We're going to get into that because, look, it's never too early to start speculating and talking about 2023. I'm excited about this football team. We're right around the corner from spring practice. That's going to open recruiting back up. So we got tons of stuff we're going to get into and talk about. But today, it's all about 2023 and those expectations. Before we do that, before we take a look at the poll, as always, do me a favor, smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not trying to sell you on something we are not. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We got a fun show coming up tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time, early start time. That way we can get fired up and ready to go for the basketball game at 7 o'clock. Come hang out. We're going to talk about Nico Iamaleava versus Arch Manning. We're going to break down the film live on air with you guys. Come hang out for that again tonight, 6 o'clock. But let's jump into it. Let's take a look. ESPN releases 2023 college football SP Plus Top 25. Let's take a look at it. What do you expect in 2023? What are you looking for from this Tennessee football team? What are you looking for in year 3 of the Josh Heupel era? You know, coming in, we talked about a 5-year, 6-year rebuild, the NCAA investigation, the mass exodus of players. Josh Heupel was backed into a corner. He was up against the wall, and he overachieved in year 1, kind of raised the bar a little bit coming into 2022. And then obviously, what a season, what a ride it was. Didn't end the way we wanted, but at one point, Tennessee sitting at number 1 in the college football playoff rankings. Are you kidding me? In year 2 of the Josh Heupel era? What are you looking for in year 3? Says here the college football offseason is in full swing, but it's never too early to look ahead to the upcoming season. I agree with that. ESPN's Bill Conley is getting in the spirit already, releasing his initial SP Plus Top 25 Tuesday morning. Now, this SP Plus has 3 factors to it. The first is returning production. We'll get into that, meaning which teams bring back the most from a year ago. Then, recent recruiting and recent history also play a role in determining what teams are ranked. Conley defines it as a predictive measure of the most sustainable and predictable sports aspects of football, not a resume ranking. And along those same lines, these projections aren't intended to be a guess at what the AP Top 25 will look like at the end of the year. Says here the number 1 team isn't much of a surprise considering Georgia coming off of back-to-back national championships. Follow that up with Ohio State. Despite losing C.J. Stroud to the NFL draft, they come in at number 2. Then you've got Michigan, Alabama, and Penn State wrapping up the top 5 there. So what do you guys think of the top 5? No Tennessee in the mix. You got Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, and Penn State. You go on down, see where Tennessee falls on the list. You can see right there, Tennessee coming in at number 6. But I look at this poll, I take a look at it, and I think, does Tennessee belong back at the top where they are at? And again, last year, amazing season. What Josh Heupel did, what this football team did, didn't finish the way we wanted it to, but still a great season. But how do they look going into year 3? What are the factors for year 3 in the Josh Heupel era? And, you know, it talked about the SP Plus taking into account returning production or taking into account what Tennessee lost from this past football season. We're talking about the Biletnikoff Award winner, leading receiver. Got a lot of production to replace in Jalen Hyatt, who had 67 catches for 1,267 yards and 15 touchdowns a year ago. So when you look at that and you say, okay, Tennessee's sitting at number 6, what do you expect in 2023? I look across the board and I expect, for the most part, Tennessee to improve at almost every single position group, including the wide receiver position. You might say, Boogie, you are nuts. Boogie's lost his mind. It's February. It's been way too long since he's got to watch college football. He's lost his mind. It's over. It's done. I look at what is coming in. I look at Dante Thornton, and some people want to say, he wasn't that impressive at Oregon. He didn't do a whole lot at Oregon. I look at his frame, I look at his size, I look at his speed, and then I look at the Josh Heupel offense. What did Jalen Hyatt do before he played in Josh Heupel's offense? What did Cedric Tillman do before he played in Josh Heupel's offense? I'll tell you what Cedric Tillman did: 8 catches in 3 years. Enter Josh Heupel, enter this offensive scheme, and then we're talking about a 1,000-yard receiver in Cedric Tillman, and then we're talking about a Biletnikoff Award winner in Jalen Hyatt. I think Dante Thornton is going to replace Jalen Hyatt, and we're not going to lose production at the wide receiver position. Brew McCoy is going to be Brew McCoy. Ramel Keaton flashed at times last year. I think Ramel's going to compete. Squirrel White made a lot of plays as a true freshman. And, something Joe Milton talked about in his interview with VolQuest was that chemistry. Coming in right out of the gates when he transferred in from Michigan, talked about not having that chemistry. He's got some chemistry with Squirrel White. I don't think the wide receiver position drops off. I don't think the running back group drops off. You're returning Jabari Small, Jalen Wright. I think Jalen Wright's going to ball out. We got Dylan Sampson waiting and watching, ready to take over. Defensively, I think this team takes a step. I think they get better in 2023. I think they were making moves in the right direction. Obviously, the wheels fell off against South Carolina. But your leading tackler, Aaron Beasley, also led the team with 3 sacks, is back, and I expect him to ball out. I think Aaron Beasley is an all-SEC level type of player. What does the kid from BYU look like? What does Keenan Peely look like? Does he start? What about Gabe Jeudy-Lally? I've said it multiple times. I think the secondary gets better in 2023. I think the defensive line gets better in 2023. I think this entire football team across the board, when you look at every position group going from year 2 to year 3 in the Josh Heupel era, takes a step. I've got 2 question marks, and they're big ones. If Tennessee's going to finish this thing out, the ESPN SP Plus Top 25's got Tennessee sitting at 6. If they're going to have a top 10 finish, if they're going to have a shot at a college football playoff, it comes down to 2 position groups. That is the quarterback position, and that is the offensive line. What Joe Milton do we get? You look at a year ago, look at his numbers, mostly mop-up duty, came in late in the South Carolina game, took care of business against Vanderbilt. But as a backup, Joe Milton threw for almost 1,000 yards, 64% completion percentage, almost 61%. Had a better QB rating than Hendon Hooker, but I'm not really going to pay much attention to that because, again, most of his time was in mop-up duty. 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Which Joe Milton do we get in 2023? That's a question mark. I'm expecting big things from Joe Milton. But if this team is going to have a shot at the college football playoff, Joe's got to bring it. He's got to be the guy we saw last year, not 2 years ago. Is what he said in the interview with VolQuest accurate? Was he not putting in enough work? He thought he got the offense, but he says he really didn't. Now he feels like he does. You're going into another year with Joe Milton, year 3 with Joe Milton in this system. Can he be better? Can he be that guy? Can he replace Hendon Hooker? When you talk about replacing production, I don't need to read numbers to you guys for you to know how special Hendon Hooker was. That's big shoes to fill for Joe Milton. The second position group that concerns me is the offensive line. When we talked about the depth chart that got released, the initial depth chart from ourlads.com, you had 2 transfers in there on the starting 5. Andres Carrick from Texas plugged in at left guard, and then John Campbell, the big offensive tackle from Miami, plugged in at right tackle. What do we get from those guys? Are they legitimate SEC players? Outside of that, you're returning 3 out of 5 starters. Gerald Mincy at left tackle, Cooper Mays at center, and Javonte Spraggins at right guard. But the offensive line is a question mark for me, and that bleeds into Joe Milton as well. Joe's not going to escape pressure the way that Hendon did. He's not as elusive as Hendon Hooker is. We need this offensive line to be good for Tennessee to be able to have a shot at the college football playoff. You guys hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. What are your expectations? What do you think of that initial SP Plus Top 25 Tennessee sitting at number 6? Where do you think they end up going into this next season under Josh Heupel, year 3 under Josh Heupel? You guys hit the comment section and let me know. As always, make sure you smash a thumbs up on the way out the door. Hope to see you guys tonight, 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Eastern time, special start time. Don't miss it. Myself, Coach Jay, going to break down the film. You guys also know where to go. Go check out the merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We appreciate all the support. Thank you, as always, to the members of the channel. You guys give me the opportunity to do this full time. Whether you donate $1 a month or more, if you're not a member, you can become a member. Hit the join button down below. And again, as little as 99 cents a month. We got almost 20,000 subscribers. If everybody could join the channel for 99 cents a month, we would be cooking with fire. But thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.